In this tutorial, you will learn what MRTN is, where it is in SnapPlus, and how you can adjust it to fit your farming system. MRTN stands for Maximum Return to Nitrogen. Instead of using yield as the basis for nitrogen rates, it uses several factors including anticipated crop prices, nitrogen fertilizer costs, and soil characteristics to determine a range of rates that are the most profitable for the farming system. This system is based on nitrogen fertilizer trials throughout Wisconsin. Currently, MRTN rate recommendations for Wisconsin are limited to corn and wheat. Let's start with corn and see how MRTN works. In this table, the anticipated price of corn per bushel is listed across the top, while the price per pound of nitrogen is listed down the side. How these two prices relate to each other is the ratio. As you can see, there are four ratios: 0.05, 0.1, 0.15, and 0.2. Notice how the prices influence the ratios. When nitrogen is expensive and corn prices are low, the ratio is 0.2. And when corn prices are high and nitrogen prices low, the ratio is 0.5. Now let's see how these relate to the recommended nitrogen rates. The ratios are shown at the top of the table. Down the left side of the table are the soil yield potential and previous crops grown. These will influence what the nitrogen rates are. So let's assume that the yield potential of the soil is medium and the previous crop was soybean, and our ratio was determined to be 0.05. The nitrogen rate that is most likely to maximize profits is 130 pounds per acre. However, if you look below that number, there is a range of 110 to 150 pounds per acre. All rates within this range are likely to produce returns within $1 per acre of the maximum return rate. Additional guidelines are available to help refine the rate selected within this range. They indicate situations when it is advisable to use the lower or upper end of the range. But the bottom line is that using more than the top end of the range will not be more profitable, even if it means increasing yield. In SnapPlus, MRTN is located on the cropping screen and is specific to the cropping year. The MRTN will only be shown in the years with corn or wheat. For corn, the default MRTN ratio is 0.1, and for wheat, 0.05, which both reflect moderate crop prices and nitrogen costs. Both crops follow similar processes, just with minor differences in price ratio ranges and recommendations. To adjust the MRTN ratio and subsequent nitrogen rate recommendations, click on the MRTN ratio number, and the Edit MRTN dialog box will open. This dialog is basically a ratio calculator. If you would like to view the manual tables we reviewed, just click on the Show MRTN Table button. You can adjust the ratio in two ways. In one way, you can use the calculator and enter your own prices, or you can use the drop-down menus to adjust the ratio and where in the range you want to use. Remember to hit the Calc button. Once you've adjusted everything to your needs, click Accept. Let's do an example using the calculator with a nitrogen cost of 60 cents per pound and an anticipated corn price of $2.75, which gives a ratio of 0.22. So from here, we go to the drop-down menu and select the closest ratio of 0.2. Sometimes the ratio will have to be rounded up or down. Next, select Where in the Range, and then hit the Calc button. The new nitrogen recommendation will appear here. Once you've adjusted everything to your needs, click Accept. Your nitrogen recommendation will change for that year in the cropping screen. You can always reference the MRTN guidelines for corn and wheat by going to the Help menu or the reference docs. MRTN wheat is here, and MRTN corn is here. Both will give you the full ratio tables, MRTN nitrogen rate, and additional guidelines so you can decide where in the range your farming system fits. This is the end of the tutorial on MRTN.